What's up, Wolverines? Today we're going to have a little bit of a hot take, and I'm really curious to see how you guys react to this. But we must root against Trump at the Supreme Court. Now let's go ahead and talk about it. What's up, Wolverines, and welcome back to the channel. My name is John Crump, and this is John Crump News, where you can get your 2A every day. Today we are brought to you by Gideon Optics. Gideon Optics makes some of the best optics on the planet. Today I am carrying my Glock 43X, and right here, if you notice, this is the Valor Mini. This is my favorite optic by far. So let me put this down, and we're going to go ahead and talk about today's story. And it deals with Trump, the Supreme Court, and District Court judges. Now, this might be a little bit of a hot take, and I'm sure some of you will disagree with me. But let's go ahead and talk about why we must, as gun owners, root against Trump at the Supreme Court. Right now, there is an emergency case in front of the Supreme Court involving Trump's immigration policy. Basically, a bunch of liberal activist district court judges issued nationwide injunctions blocking some of his immigration policies. Now, the Trump administration is arguing that these district court judges do not have the power to issue an injunction that is enforceable nationwide. That might sound good when it comes to immigration, but let me ask you a question. How many nationwide injunctions have district court judges applied to the Second Amendment? If you look at stuff like pistol braces, that started out with injunctions in a Texas court. If the Supreme Court rules that these district court judges do not have the power to issue nationwide injunctions, that is going to hurt the Second Amendment community. Because if a law is clearly unconstitutional and it goes to a district court judge, he or she might rule that it is unconstitutional and issue an injunction, but it will only be good for that circuit. It will not extend nationwide, which would cause us a lot of problems. I agree that the judges in these immigration cases did rule against Trump because they are activists and they've never ruled that way against any other sitting president, but they did against Trump because, once again, they don't like him. But if the Supreme Court was to knock down their ability to issue these nationwide injunctions, we as a gun community are in a lot of trouble. That means, although I do not like it, we are going to have to hold our nose and hope the Supreme Court decides against Trump. Because the courts is where we've been getting a lot of our victories. And there's a lot of liberal district court judges out there. There are some really good district court judges, most of them in Texas, but it would seem that if this decision comes down, that those Texas judges will be limited just to their districts and not to the nation as a whole. If you look at all the different injunctions that have been put into place, this would be a bad thing. Think about this. Force reset triggers, pistol braces, all those things that these district court judges have enjoined nationwide would no longer be in play. They would not have the ability to do that. It is a slippery slope and it is a minefield. But for me, I think it's more important to have the district judges maintain their abilities to issue nationwide injunctions than to give Trump a victory at the Supreme Court. I know some of you will disagree with me on this, but I have to look at the big picture and I have to look at it through the lens of a gun rights activist and a gun rights journalist. The best thing for us is for Trump not to win this time. And I don't think he will win, but we will have to wait and find out. Alright guys, that's it. Quick video. I know I'm getting ready to take a trip, but I have another video I need to film before that as well. So I just wanted to get this out there, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it because I'm really curious as to what you guys think. I know people like Flying Rich and a bunch of other people are Trump diehards, but in this case, I take the Constitution more seriously than I do Trump, and I have to go with what is best for us, and that would be the Supreme Court ruling against them. All right, guys, that's it. So stay vigilant, stay free, keep in the fight. I'm out of here. Wolverines, MFers, and remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.